Hey, these are the FiiO Snowsky Wind headphones, and I'm gonna tell you guys if they are worth buying. My name is Noel, by the way, and I review things sometimes. And just a little bit of disclaimer, I am not an audio engineer or an audiophile per se, although I do appreciate good sounding music from time to time. So I'm not gonna touch on the graphs or the driver specs or anything really technical like that. Maybe I will touch on how the bass sounds, how the treble sounds, but for the most part, this will be a casual review for all those casual listeners out there. So if this isn't your type of video, I don't really mind you guys skipping it for this time. Maybe you can find some other more technical videos out there. But for the rest of you guys, I hope you really enjoy the video. So I'm gonna start this review off talking about the design. So these are obviously on-ear style headphones, and they are also open back, which means that the ear pads sit on your ear instead of covering your ear or over your ear. And regarding that open back style of headphones that these are, they don't have any noise cancelling whatsoever, so you can literally hear anything. Even after you put them on, you can still hear the birds singing or whatever. Next is the retro-esque design. These don't have that obvious 80s look to them, but they still look really retro compared to most other headphones today, especially with the orange ear pads that I've put on these. They came with two pairs of ear pads, these orange ones right here, and also a black pair. These are very small and light. In terms of the size, again, it's relative. Compared to other or most other headphones, it is really small, so you can fit them into most backpacks and all that. But when you do, or if you do have a smaller everyday carry pouch or sling bag with you, these might be just a tad harder to fit into your everyday carry because they do not fold whatsoever. And in terms of its weight, again, they are really light. It's made mostly out of plastic with a metal headband right here, and the headband is adjustable as well. One thing I would really like to note is that the headband doesn't snag the hair at all. So for the last 6 or so months that I've been using these, I haven't experienced any hair snags at all. The cable is braided, but it's only up to the part where it splits into the two sides or the two ear pads right here. So the braided part doesn't really tangle, whereas the part that's not braided is easily tangled when you do put them into your backpack or whatever. And speaking of that cable, it does feature a music and volume control along with a mic, but I'm not gonna touch on those features too much because I haven't been really using them at all, honestly. So this is a sample of how the mic sounds, and I'm recording this straight into the CapCut software. So I'm looking at the waveform and it doesn't look like it sounds really loud, but let me know what you guys think. So one of the first positives I'm going to talk about is how comfortable these are. Because these are small and lightweight, you don't really feel them on your head for longer periods of listening time. And I'm not sure if this is a good thing or a bad thing for you guys, but for me, it's an obvious positive. These don't have a strong clamping force, so that accentuates the lightness of the overall experience much better for me personally, because I have used other headphones before that have much stronger clamping force. And if you're like me, you might have noticed your ears hurting a while after wearing those types of headphones for a while. Again, it's not just that your ears hurt, they will literally heat up after wearing them for a longer period of time. Even with the lower clamping force on these headphones, you won't really have to worry too much about them falling off your head. You could technically wear these for your workouts, but I wouldn't really recommend it since the earpads are made of sponge, and that would obviously absorb all the sweat, making them grimy and all that. Plus, they are wired headphones, so in the age of wireless earbuds and headphones, it doesn't really make that much sense to really bother with the hassle of working out with wires all around you, right? So let's just talk about the sound. These honestly don't sound bad at all. They sound, at worst, decent. The bass is just a tad bit muddy and they do bleed into the mids just a slight bit, but they are really warm sounding and they have just enough punch and tightness in them to provide for a very good listening experience. When it comes to the trebles, I can say that they are quite balanced. I can say that the sound is quite airy and crisp. There is a hint of sibilance, to be honest, but it doesn't sound too harsh that you would get tired of listening it for too long. I'd say that the treble does sound smooth and sparkly. As for the mids, that is the voice of the singer singing, for example, it does feel like it is a slight bit recessed. What I mean by that is the voice is just a bit overpowered by the bass and treble, as if that it's sitting just a slight bit further back compared to the rest of the music. Because of how the bass bleeds into the mids just a tad bit, it sounds a tad bit hollow and muddy, at least to my taste, that is. But does it kill the listening experience overall? No, not at all. So the sound of the music is really good. The sound that you're getting from these headphones are good. At least good enough that you can enjoy them without your ears getting tired, especially with that lightweight design. Let's now talk about the Soundstage. If you're confused what Soundstage is, it's technically directions of where the sound is coming from. So if I move to my left, you can clearly hear, I hope, that I'm on your left. And if I move to my right, you can clearly hear I'm on your right. And it's not just left and right. If your headphones are good enough, you can clearly hear if the voice is coming right in front of your face right here, or further back right here, where it's gonna sound a bit more quieter, because you can actually hear the depth of the sound. For the Snowsky Wind headphones, personally I can clearly discern between the left side and the right side of the music. I can discern where certain drums or certain guitars, whether they're coming from my left or right. As for the depth, music depth, you can notice, or you will notice, that it is quite deep, but it's not too deep that you can really pinpoint if it's coming from the back. Because the sound imaging is where things fall off quite a bit, because I couldn't really pinpoint precisely where certain instruments or certain sounds are coming from. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really ruin the listening experience whatsoever. And lastly, let me touch on the biggest positive of these headphones right here, which is the price. At around 70 ringgit, or more or less 15 bucks, these are definitely reasonably priced for what they are worth. Because I guarantee you guys, for a much higher price, you can definitely find much worse types of headphones out there. So, just to wrap things up, I definitely recommend the Snowsky Wind headphones. If you are someone who is one, looking for a headphone that is reasonably priced, two, looking for a lightweight and comfortable headphone to wear all day long listening to your music, and three, if you are someone looking for the best sounding headphones at a certain price point. And it does help that the retro design also looks really good as well if you're into that kind of aesthetic. But if you're someone who is either looking for something with decent noise cancellation or something that is wireless, I obviously cannot recommend these to you guys whatsoever. But if you would like to have a change of pace, then why not give these a go? And I guess that's it for my review of the FiiO Snowsky Wind headphones. If you like this type of video, give it a thumbs up. If you would like to subscribe, please do so, as it would really help me a lot. But if you don't, then more power to you. And yeah, that's it for the video. See you guys in the next one. Peace.